I would like to do a few theological moments thinking about what we learn from the Bible about basic doctrine or theology. We have, first of all, what we might call the natural revelation, or what we learn from nature or from creation. As we think about that, we have what many have called the witness of the world itself, the cosmological witness. Cosmos meaning world, and how it witnesses to the greatness of God. Psalm 19 would be a classic text. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. Day to day utters speech, and night to night pours forth knowledge. There is no speech, and there are no language. There is no language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And in them he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is like a bright coming out of his chamber, and rejoices as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hidden from its heat. In this beautiful psalm, we see a rehearsing of God's glory in nature. We see God teaching every day and every night. We see that it is global, it is worldwide, and the sun coming out every day is dressed like a bridegroom, as well as one running a race. And so Psalm 19 agrees with the idea of what I call the cosmological reason for belief in God, for what he has left us to see of him in nature. And it is interesting also as we look at the New Testament, we have the continual teaching in the New Testament that all things were made by Christ in John chapter 1. And so, first of all, there is the spatial revelation of creation. We're told in Romans that the eternal power of God and his divinity are seen by the things that are made. Secondly, we have in this basic natural theology what is called the purpose of God's witness, or the teleological argument. Teleos means perfect, purpose, or end. And we're told that again, as we look at creation, the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even, as we said, his eternal power and Godhead, so that people are without excuse. The end and purpose of creation is that the Creator is to be worshiped. Nature teaches that he is a purposeful creator. And we see this in this text in Romans 1:18-20, where this should inspire us to worship the Creator. It's sort of like we know that a watch has a watchmaker. And the same is true with God as the Creator. He's like the watchmaker who has shown purpose in creation. The third kind of truth that points to God in creation is what we call the anthropological witness. By that we mean in man, what makes man have a personality? By man, I mean male or female, humans. What causes them to have a personality? The Creator has a personality. In other words, how do we get personality from a non-personality? So we're told that God shows the work of the law written in the hearts of human beings, their conscience bearing witness, and their thoughts constantly either accusing or defending what they're saying. And so basically, the conscience either condemns or supports people. And where did that come from? There had to be a witness that put that in humans. For how else could it be there? And so, what we're seeing in these three basic, can I say, thoughts, the cosmological, the anthropological, or the teleological, and the anthropological. Some have even argued for what we call ontological, although most feel that argument is rather weak. That is, that we have a perception of a most perfect being. Where did that perception come from if there's not a perfect being that put it there? How did it get there? Well, some have argued we might have a perception of a perfect island, but that does not mean it exists. So, at any rate, just to summarize this brief reflection, we think of three major reasons in natural uh, revelation or natural theology, looking at nature, looking at the world, that point to a divine creator. We see purpose, cause, and effect in the cosmological kind of an argument. Who would think that all of that just happened? All the variety of creation, all the variety of birds. We just had to come by and visit our car today when we were out, and we have blackbirds. Who, just even that, all the different variety, there must be a creator causing that, or the vast universe, or even human life itself. And then we see purpose, teleological. We look at creation and it has a purpose. It doesn't just all fall apart. Who's holding that up? Where is this purpose coming from? Which argues for a divine watchmaker. And then number three, we also see in man, anthropological argument, personality, reason, understanding of good and evil. Where does that come from? Unless there is a divine being who has a consciousness of good and evil. So when we think of these three basic arguments, we're very close to understanding something about the divine creator, at least his eternal power and divinity, that he is a person or has personality, and that he is able, or God is able to, can I say, know good from evil, to place that in humankind. Just a beginning reflection that I wanted to share, doing what we might call a brief reflection on a theological, can I say, truth or aspect. And we must say, natural revelation does not take us to the atonement or to the Trinity or to what we learn in spatial revelation. So the next reflection, short reflection, needs to be on special revelation, the Bible. That's where we learn the particulars of the atoning work of Christ and his divinity, resurrection, and so forth. So I'm stopping there. I think of the song, How Great Thou Art. And when we look at this universe, we have to sing literally how great God is.